A nurse adopts a girl with a disability who had been abandoned by her cruel mother. Years later in Louisiana, the birth mother returns, and what the nurse did was incredible. The morning sun streamed through the windows of the central hospital, bathing the hallways in a warm, golden light. Sophia, a young nurse of 28, walked with a firm step toward the neonatal ward, ready to start her shift. With her brown hair gathered in a ponytail and her green eyes filled with determination, Sophia radiated a compassionate energy that made her stand out among her colleagues. Ever since she was a little girl, Sophia always knew she wanted to dedicate her life to helping others. She grew up in a loving home, surrounded by parents who fostered her kindness and empathy. These values led her to pursue a career in nursing, where she could make a real difference in people's lives. Entering the neonatal ward, Sophia put on her gown and began her morning rounds. She checked on each baby with care, making sure they were well-fed, clean, and comfortable. It was demanding work, but Sophia did it with a smile on her face, knowing that every small gesture of affection made a big difference to these fragile newborns. As she neared the end of her rounds, Sophia noticed something unusual by the hospital door. There, wrapped in a pink blanket, was a sleeping baby in a carrier. Sophia hurried over, her heart pounding in her chest. Who could have left a baby like this, just abandoned? Carefully, Sophia lifted the baby and cradled her in her arms. It was then that she noticed the note tucked into the blanket. With trembling hands, Sophia unfolded it and began to read. "Please take care of my little Anna. I can't be the mother she needs. She was born with a slight disability, and I don't have the means to care for her properly. I know she will be better off with someone who can give her the love and attention she deserves. Forgive me, Anna. I will always love you. Carmen." Tears welled up in Sophia's eyes as she read the mother's desperate words. She couldn't imagine the anguish Carmen must have felt when making the decision to leave her baby. Sophia looked down at little Anna, who was now beginning to stir, and felt a surge of love and protectiveness. At that moment, she knew she would do anything to ensure this little girl had a life filled with love. Sophia carried Anna inside and alerted her superiors about the situation. The hospital contacted social services, and a search was initiated to find the birth mother. Meanwhile, Anna was thoroughly examined by doctors, who confirmed that she had a mild disability in her right leg. However, with therapy and proper support, there was a strong possibility that she could lead a normal life. In the following days, Sophia found herself constantly thinking about Anna. She would visit the baby during her breaks, rocking and singing to her, forming a special bond. Sophia knew in her heart that she was meant to be a part of Anna's life. After weeks of searching, no information could be found about Anna's biological mother. Social services began the process of placing Anna in a foster home, but Sophia had other plans. She approached the social workers and expressed her desire to adopt Anna. There was some resistance at first. Sophia was young and single, and some questioned her ability to raise a child with special needs. But Sophia was persistent. She demonstrated her financial stability, her support network, and most importantly, her unconditional love for Anna. Finally, after months of paperwork and evaluations, she was granted custody of Anna. The day Sophia brought Anna home for the first time was the happiest day of her life. She had prepared a beautiful room for the baby, fully adapted to her needs. Sophia looked into Anna's eyes and made a solemn promise. "My dear Anna, I will love and protect you always. I will be the mother you deserve, and together we will overcome any obstacle life throws our way. You will never have to be alone again." Sophia knew that the road ahead would not be easy. Raising a child with a disability would require patience, strength, and above all, love. But looking at Anna, with her bright eyes and toothless smile, Sophia knew that it would all be worth it. Together they would face the world and build a family built on the foundation of unconditional love. As Sophia cradled Anna close to her heart, she felt a sense of peace and fulfillment that she had never experienced before. This little girl, who had come into her life so unexpectedly, had become her whole world. With a soft kiss on Anna's forehead, Sophia whispered, "Welcome home, my love. This is just the beginning of our story." And so, with an act of love and compassion, Sophia and Anna's journey began. A journey that would take them through joys and challenges, but always together, united by the unbreakable bonds of love and family. Sophia was ready to embrace her new role as a mother and guide Anna through life with a steady hand and a heart overflowing with love. The sun was setting over the city as Sophia gently rocked Anna, singing a lullaby that her own mother had sung to her as a child. As the soft notes filled the room, Sophia looked toward the future with hope and determination. No matter what fate had in store, she and Anna would face it together, strengthened by the power of their love. The first rays of sun were filtering through the window of Anna's room, softly illuminating her angelic face as she slept. Sophia, who had spent the night watching over her little one, gazed down at her with adoration. 6 months had passed since Anna came into her life, and every day was a new adventure filled with learning and love. Sophia rose gently from the rocking chair and went to Anna's crib. With a delicate touch, she caressed the baby's cheek, marveling at the softness of her skin. Anna stirred slightly but didn't wake. Sophia smiled, knowing that these moments of peace were precious and fleeting. While Anna continued to sleep, Sophia went to the kitchen to prepare the morning bottle. As she mixed the formula, she reflected on the changes Anna had brought to her life. Before the baby's arrival, Sophia's life revolved around her work at the hospital. Although she loved being a nurse, she often felt that something was missing. Now with Anna, she felt her life had a renewed purpose. Sophia returned to the room just as Anna was beginning to wake. The baby blinked a few times, her bright blue eyes slowly focusing on her adoptive mother. Sophia lifted her gently, cradling her in her arms while feeding her the bottle. Anna drank eagerly, her tiny hands clinging to Sophia's fingers. After feeding and changing Anna, Sophia took her to the living room for their morning therapy session. Due to her disability, Anna needed special exercises to strengthen the muscles in her right leg. Sophia had worked closely with the hospital therapist to learn these exercises and now performed them with Anna every day. She laid Anna on her tummy on a soft blanket and began gently moving her legs, imitating a crawling motion. Anna cooed and laughed, enjoying the attention and the play. Sophia smiled, encouraging the baby with soft, loving words. As the days turned into weeks, a routine was established. Sophia divided her time between caring for Anna and working part-time at the hospital. It was a difficult balance, but Sophia was determined to be the best possible mother for Anna. Months turned into years, and Anna grew from a baby into a curious and lively little girl. Despite her disability, Anna never lost heart. She faced each challenge with a brave smile, drawing on Sophia's constant love and encouragement. Anna took her first steps at age 2, with Sophia by her side, holding her steady with every wobbly step. When she finally walked on her own, her right foot dragging slightly behind, Sophia wept with joy and pride. Anna had accomplished something the doctors weren't sure she would be able to do, and Sophia knew it was only the beginning. As Anna grew, her personality began to shine. She was a compassionate and gentle girl, always ready with a hug or a kind word. She loved to draw and listen to the stories Sophia read to her before bed. But what Anna loved most was helping her mother in the kitchen, stirring ingredients and decorating cookies with intense concentration. Sophia nurtured Anna's interests, filling her world with books, art, and music. She taught Anna that her disability did not define her, and that she could achieve anything she set her mind to if she worked hard and believed in herself. Anna absorbed these lessons like a sponge, growing in confidence and determination every day. When Anna was 4 years old, Sophia enrolled her in a local school. While excited about this new adventure, Sophia also felt apprehensive. How would Anna be treated by the other children? Would they tease her about her disability? Sophia didn't want anything to harm Anna's bright and happy spirit. On the first day of school, Sophia took Anna to her classroom, holding her hand. The teacher, an older woman with a kind face, welcomed them with a warm smile. She knelt to be at eye level with Anna and said, "Welcome, Anna. We are so happy to have you here." Anna, shy at first, soon warmed up to the teacher's kindness. Sophia watched with pride as her daughter interacted with the other children, showing them her drawings and offering to share her toys. Despite her disability, Anna fit right in. As the weeks passed, Anna flourished at school. She learned to read and write, her eyes shining with excitement each time she mastered a new skill. She made friends who accepted her for who she was, never judging her for her difference. But it wasn't always easy. There were days when Anna came home in tears, upset by a cruel comment from a classmate, or frustrated by a task she found challenging due to her disability. During those times, Sophia would hold her close, comfort her, and remind her of how special and capable she was. As Anna's 6th birthday approached, Sophia couldn't believe how quickly time had flown by. The baby she once held in her arms was now an intelligent and compassionate young girl, full of dreams and possibilities. One day, as Anna played in the park, Sophia sat on a nearby bench, watching her daughter with a mixture of love and awe. Anna was playing with a group of children, laughing as they took turns pushing her wheelchair in a makeshift game. It was then that a woman sat down next to Sophia. She had dark hair and sunken eyes and appeared to be in her 30s. For a moment, the two women sat in silence, watching the children play. Finally, the woman spoke, her voice barely a whisper. "She's beautiful, your daughter, so full of life." Sophia smiled, pride evident in her voice. "Thank you. She is my whole world." The woman nodded, her gaze distant. I had a daughter once too. I gave her up when she was a baby. I couldn't take care of her. Not with—" She trailed off, tears streaming down her cheeks. Sophia's heart skipped a beat. Could it be? Could this woman be Anna's birth mother? Sophia had thought of her often over the years, wondering what had led her to make that heart-wrenching decision. Sophia placed a comforting hand over the woman's. "I'm sure you did what you thought was best for her." The woman looked at her, her eyes filled with an ancient pain. "I've thought about her every day since, wondering if I made the right decision, if she's safe, if she's loved." Sophia glanced over at Anna, who was now teaching her friends how to make flower crowns. "I can assure you she's very loved, and every day I strive to be the mother she deserves." The woman smiled through her tears. "Thank you. It's good to know she has someone like you." She started to get up to leave, but Sophia stopped her with a gentle hand on her arm. "If you ever want to talk about anything, here's my number." Sophia scribbled her phone number on a scrap of paper and handed it to the woman. The woman took it, her fingers trembling slightly. "Thank you. Maybe someday." With one last glance at Anna, she turned and walked away, quickly disappearing into the crowd. Sophia sat there for a long time, her mind swirling with questions and emotions. Should she tell Anna about this encounter? Was she prepared for the questions that might arise? Sophia knew that eventually Anna would want to know more about where she came from. But was now the right time? As she watched Anna playing so innocently and freely, Sophia made a decision. She would wait until Anna was older, until she could fully understand the complexities of her story. Until then, Sophia would continue to be the mother Anna needed, guiding her with love and protection. With a sigh, Sophia stood up and made her way over to Anna. The little girl ran towards her, enveloping her in a big hug. Sophia held her tight, inhaling the sweet scent of her shampoo and the summer sun on her skin. "I love you, Mommy," Anna said, her voice full of the pure sincerity that only a child can possess. "I love you too, sweetheart," Sophia replied, her voice thick with emotion. "More than anything in this world." As they walked home hand in hand, Sophia reflected on the years that had passed. Despite all the challenges, every moment had been worth it. Anna had brought such profound love and purpose into her life, and Sophia knew she would do anything to protect that precious connection. What Sophia didn't know, as they walked through the door of their house, was that their world was about to change once more. Because somewhere in the city, a heartbroken woman was making a decision that would alter the course of their lives forever. But for now, in the safety of their home, Sophia and Anna were enveloped in their love for each other, finding strength and solace in their unbreakable bond. Whatever the future held, they would face it together, mother and daughter, united by fate and the deepest love there is. Years passed in the blink of an eye, and before Sophia knew it, Anna had blossomed into a bright and compassionate 12-year-old. She was a talented artist and a bright student who embraced life with a contagious love. Despite the challenges she faced due to her disability, Anna never let it define her, meeting each opportunity with enthusiasm and determination. Sophia couldn't have been prouder of the young woman Anna was becoming. Sophia had nurtured her daughter's talents and passions, encouraging her to pursue her dreams, no matter the obstacles. Under Sophia's care and guidance, Anna had thrived, but for all her happiness, Sophia couldn't shake the feeling that something was about to change. She'd thought often of the encounter with the woman at the park all those years ago, wondering if it had really been Anna's birth mother. Sophia had never received a call or message from the woman, and over time, the memory had faded to the back of her mind. That all changed on a warm summer afternoon. Anna was at school and Sophia was enjoying a rare day off from the hospital. She was sitting on the front porch, sipping iced tea and engrossed in a novel, when a car pulled up to the curb. Sophia looked up, curious. She didn't recognize the vehicle, a black sedan with tinted windows. She watched as the driver's side door opened and a figure slowly emerged. It was a woman, her dark hair pulled back in a tight bun. She was wearing dark sunglasses and a simple black dress. As she walked toward the house, Sophia felt a sudden jolt of recognition. It was the woman from the park, the one Sophia suspected was Anna's birth mother. Sophia rose to her feet, her heart pounding in her chest. The woman stopped at the foot of the porch steps, taking off her sunglasses. Her eyes were red-rimmed, as if she'd been crying. "Sophia?" the woman asked, her voice trembling. Sophia nodded, not trusting herself to speak. "I'm Carmen," the woman said. "I'm Anna's mother." Though Sophia had suspected this for years, hearing it confirmed out loud was like a physical blow. She gripped the porch railing for support, her mind reeling. What are you doing here?" Sophia finally managed to say, her voice sharper than she'd intended. Carmen flinched but kept her gaze fixed on Sophia. "I've come to see my daughter." A mother's fierce protectiveness rose within Sophia. "Anna is my daughter. I've raised her for the past 12 years. You can't just show up and expect to claim her." Carmen's eyes welled with tears. I know I gave up my rights as her mother when I left her. But not a day has gone by that I haven't thought about her, haven't wondered if I did the right thing." Sophia felt a flicker of sympathy, but she quickly suppressed it. "Why now? After all these years?" Carmen drew in a shaky breath. "I'm sick, Sophia. Very sick. The doctors, they give me 6 months at the most. I need to see my daughter. I need to know she's okay." Sophia stared at her, stunned, unsure how to respond. A part of her wanted to turn Carmen away, to protect Anna from the pain and confusion this sudden turn of events was sure to bring. But another part of her, the part that had dedicated her life to caring and healing, couldn't deny a dying woman's last wish. After a long moment, Sophia spoke. "Anna will be home from school soon. You can stay and see her, but with a few conditions." Carmen nodded eagerly, willing to agree to whatever terms Sophia set. "You can't tell her who you are. Not yet," Sophia said. "I need time to prepare her, to explain things in a way she can understand. And you can't just waltz in and out of her life. If you're going to be a part of this, you need to be here for real, for the long haul." Carmen readily agreed, tears streaming down her cheeks. "Whatever it takes, I just want to know her, even if it's just for a little while." Just then, the school bus pulled up to the corner. Sophia watched as Anna hopped off the bus, her backpack bouncing against her back, and walked towards the house. "Mom!" Anna called, running towards Sophia with a bright smile on her face. But she stopped short when she saw Carmen, confusion clouding her features. Sophia put an arm around Anna's shoulders, drawing her close. "Anna, sweetheart, this is Carmen. She's an old friend of mine from the hospital." Anna, ever polite, held out her hand. "It's nice to meet you, Miss Carmen." Carmen took Anna's hand, her eyes drinking in every detail of the girl. "It's a pleasure to meet you, Anna. Your mom has told me so much about you." As Anna began chatting with Carmen, telling her about her day at school with childish enthusiasm, Sophia watched the interaction with a mixture of trepidation and wonder. It was surreal seeing Anna's birth mother interacting with the girl after all these years. Later that afternoon, as they sipped tea and ate cookies at the kitchen table, Sophia couldn't deny the instant connection between Anna and Carmen. They had the same laugh, the same tilt of their head when they were thinking deeply. It was like seeing a glimpse of the future, of the woman Anna might one day become. But Sophia also felt a pang of fear. Anna had gone her whole life believing that Sophia was her only mother. How would she react to learning the truth about where she came from? And how would this affect the relationship Sophia and Anna had built over the years? When Carmen finally left, promising to visit again soon, Sophia sat down with Anna on the couch, taking the girl's hands in hers. Anna, sweetheart, there's something I need to tell you about Carmen, Sophia began, struggling to find the right words. Anna tilted her head, her eyes bright with curiosity. What is it, Mom? Sophia drew in a deep breath, praying for strength. Carmen. Carmen isn't just an old friend. She's your birth mother. Anna's eyes widened, and her mouth dropped open in shock. But I thought you were my mom. I am, Sophia said quickly, squeezing Anna's hands. And I always will be. But Carmen is the one who brought you into the world. She loved you very much, but she wasn't able to take care of you the way you needed. So she left you with me, knowing I would give you a loving home. Tears welled up in Anna's eyes. Why didn't you tell me before? Sophia pulled Anna into a hug, stroking her hair. I wanted to wait until you were old enough to understand. I didn't want to confuse you or upset you. But now with Carmen here, I felt you needed to know the truth. Anna sobbed against Sophia's shoulder, her small body trembling. She wants me, after all these years? Oh, sweetheart, Sophia said, her own heart breaking. She never stopped loving you. Not for a single moment. They sat there for a long time, holding each other and crying, as Sophia tried to comfort the girl with her love and reassurance. She knew this was only the beginning of a long and difficult road. Anna would have many more questions, and there would be many more tears shed before everything was resolved. But for now, in the safety of Sophia's arms, Anna found solace, and Sophia made a silent promise to both Anna and herself that they would get through this together, as they always had, because the love they shared was stronger than any challenge life could throw at them. In the weeks that followed, Carmen became a regular presence in their lives. She would come to visit Anna after school, sometimes bringing gifts, other times simply to sit and talk. Anna, though shy at first, soon began to look forward to these visits. Sophia watched their burgeoning relationship with a mixture of joy and apprehension. She was happy that Anna had the opportunity to get to know her birth mother, to have that connection. But she also dreaded what the future might hold. With Carmen's health deteriorating, Sophia knew that the time Anna would have with her mother would be short. One day while Anna was at school, Carmen came to see Sophia. But instead of her usual warm smile, Carmen wore a somber expression. Sophia, she said, her voice trembling, I have to tell you something. Something I've been keeping to myself for a long time. Sophia frowned, a feeling of dread creeping up her spine. What is it? Is it about your health? Carmen shook her head. No, it's about Anna, and why I left her. Sophia sat down heavily, her heart quickening. In all the years since Anna had come into her life, she had never questioned the reasons behind Carmen's decision. She'd assumed it was due to Carmen's youth or her inability to cope with Anna's disability. But now, seeing the tormented look in Carmen's eyes, Sophia realized there was much more to the story. When Anna was born, Carmen began, her voice barely a whisper, I was in a bad situation. I was involved with a man, Anna's father. He was violent, controlling. He didn't want the baby. And when she was born with a disability, Carmen paused, tears streaming down her cheeks. Sophia reached out, taking Carmen's hand in hers. It's okay, she said softly. Take your time. Carmen drew in a shaky breath before continuing. He wanted me to get rid of her. He said a disabled baby would be a burden, that it would ruin our lives. When I refused, he threatened me. He said he would hurt Anna if I didn't make her disappear. Sophia gasped, horrified by what she was hearing. Carmen, I had no idea. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Carmen squeezed Sophia's hand, a sad smile on her lips. I knew I couldn't keep Anna safe, not while he was around, so I did the only thing I could do. I left her in a place where I knew she would be found. Her voice cracked. It was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, but I knew it was her best chance. Tears streamed down Sophia's face. The whole situation was even more tragic than she'd ever imagined. Anna is lucky to have you, Sophia said. You made an impossible choice, for her good. Carmen nodded, her face grim. There's something else. The man, Anna's father, he's found us. Fear gripped Sophia's heart like an icy fist. What? How? I, I don't know, Carmen said, her voice trembling. But he's been sending me messages, demanding to see Anna. He, he threatens to claim her, to take her away. Sophia stood up, fury burning in her veins. We won't let him. Anna is safe here. With me. I won't let that monster near her. Carmen rose too, standing face to face with Sophia. There was a fierce fire in her eyes, a determination born of a mother's love. I won't let him either. I've spent 12 years living with the pain of my decision, wondering every day if I did the right thing. I won't let him find her. Not after all this time. They stared at each other, two mothers united in their resolve to protect the daughter they both loved. In that moment, all the tension and jealousy between them melted away. All that remained was an unbreakable alliance, forged in the fire of love and devotion. What do we do? Sophia asked, her mind already racing through possible plans and contingencies. Carmen straightened, a newfound strength in her posture. I have some contacts, people who can help. We can get restraining orders, increase security around the house and Anna's school, whatever it takes to keep her safe. Sophia nodded, her determination matching Carmen's. Whatever it takes, she repeated. In the weeks that followed, Sophia and Carmen worked tirelessly to weave a web of protection around Anna. There were meetings with lawyers and police, hushed discussions, and frantic planning. Through it all, they maintained a united front, never letting Anna see their fear or worry. Despite their best efforts, however, they couldn't keep the threat at bay forever. It all came to a head on a quiet Saturday afternoon. Anna was in the backyard, lost in one of her favorite books, while Sophia prepared dinner in the kitchen. Carmen had gone out to run errands, promising to be back within the hour. Sophia was chopping vegetables, the rhythmic thud of the knife against the cutting board almost hypnotic in the stillness of the afternoon. She was so engrossed in her task that she didn't register the sound of footsteps behind her at first. But when a hand clamped down on her shoulder, Sophia whirled around, her heart in her throat. Standing there in her kitchen was a man who could only be Anna's father. He had the same eyes as Anna, the same skin tone. But where Anna's eyes shone with warmth and curiosity, this man's were cold and calculating. In one hand, he held a gun, pointed directly at Sophia's chest. Where is she? He demanded, his voice low and menacing. Sophia froze, her mind racing. Anna was just outside. If she screamed, if she made any sound, the man would surely go after her. She had to keep him focused on her, away from Anna. She's not here, Sophia said, her voice surprisingly steady despite the terror coursing through her. She's out with Carmen, running errands. The man narrowed his eyes, tightening his grip on the gun. I don't believe you. I've been watching the house. I know she's here. He took a step forward, pressing the gun against Sophia's sternum. Sophia held her breath, her heart pounding so loudly she was sure the man could hear it. Just then, there was a small gasp from the kitchen doorway. Sophia and the man both turned to see Anna standing there, her eyes wide with shock and fear. Mom, she whispered, her voice trembling. The man smiled, a cruel, triumphant gesture. Hello, Anna. I'm your dad. I've come to take you home. Anna shook her head, backing away. You're not my dad. My mom is Sophia. I don't know you. The man's expression darkened, rage flashing in his eyes. He grabbed Sophia by the arm, dragging her towards Anna. Sophia stumbled, barely able to keep her balance. You're coming with me, the man snarled, reaching out for Anna. Right now. But before he could reach her, Sophia lunged forward, shoving Anna behind her. Sophia faced the man, her eyes burning with protective ferocity. You won't touch her, she said, her voice low and fierce. You'll have to kill me first. The man laughed, a harsh, cruel sound. That can be arranged. He raised the gun, leveling it with Sophia's head. Sophia closed her eyes, sending up a silent prayer. I'm sorry, Anna, she whispered. I love you. The gunshot echoed through the kitchen, deafening in the enclosed space. Sophia flinched, waiting for the searing pain, the descending darkness of death. But it didn't come. Instead, she heard a grunt, then the thud of a body hitting the floor. Sophia opened her eyes to see the man sprawled on the kitchen floor, blood blossoming from a wound in his chest. Standing in the doorway, a smoking gun in her hand, was Carmen. Is everyone okay? She asked, her voice trembling. Sophia felt dazed, pulling Anna into her arms. Anna was sobbing, her small body shaking against Sophia's. Carmen came over, wrapping her arms around them both. They stayed like that for a long moment, clinging to each other, their tears mingling. The rest was a blur: police and paramedics, statements and paperwork. Through it all, Sophia held Anna close, refusing to leave her side. It wasn't until much later, after Anna had finally fallen asleep, that Sophia and Carmen finally had a chance to talk. I can't thank you enough, Sophia said, her voice raw with emotion. You saved our lives. Carmen shook her head, tears glistening in her eyes. You've been saving Anna every day since she came into your life. I just did what I had to do, what any mother would do. They sat in silence for a long moment, both lost in their thoughts. Finally, Carmen spoke again, her voice soft but determined. Sophia, there's something I need to tell you. Something I've known for a while but have been too afraid to say out loud. Sophia turned to look at her heart clenching. Was Carmen going to claim Anna after all? After everything they'd been through? I'm dying, Sophia, Carmen said, the words coming out in a rush. The cancer has spread. The doctors say I have weeks left, a month at most. Sophia gasped, realization hitting her like a wave. The reason for Carmen's sudden reappearance, her insistence on being near Anna, it all made sense now. Carmen, Sophia whispered, reaching out to take the other woman's hand. I'm so sorry. Carmen squeezed Sophia's hand, a sad smile on her lips. Don't be, because these last few months with you and Anna, they've been the happiest of my life. I got to know my daughter, to see the amazing young woman she's become. And that's because of you, Sophia. Tears were now streaming freely down Sophia's face. The enormity of Carmen's sacrifice, her selfless love for Anna, overwhelmed her. Anna, she's so lucky to have you, Carmen said, her voice barely a whisper. You're the mother I always dreamed she would have. I know she'll be okay, because she has you. Sophia couldn't speak past the lump in her throat, so she simply hugged Carmen, trying to convey all her love and gratitude in that simple gesture. In the weeks that followed, the bond between the three of them grew even stronger. They spent every moment together, creating memories to sustain Anna in the years to come. Picnics in the park, movie nights curled up on the couch, even a weekend trip to the beach. And throughout it all, Carmen shared stories with Anna. Stories of her childhood, of the dreams she'd held for Anna's future. They were bittersweet moments, tinged with both joy and the awareness that their time together was short. When Carmen's final days came, it was Sophia who stayed by her side, holding her hand, offering comfort where she could. She watched as this woman, who had fought so hard and sacrificed so much, drew her last breath, and she felt both grief and peace, because Carmen had left a final gift, the most precious of all, the truth. In their last conversations, she told Anna everything about her birth, about the impossible decision Carmen had made, and with that truth came healing for both Anna and Sophia. The funeral was a small, quiet affair, just Sophia, Anna, and a few close friends. As they stood by the graveside, Anna took Sophia's hand, a new maturity shining in her young eyes. I was lucky, she said, her voice soft but sure. I had two mothers who loved me more than anything. And though I'll miss Carmen, I know she'll never really leave me, because I'll carry her with me, in my heart, forever. Sophia hugged Anna close, marveling once again at her daughter's strength and grace. She'll always be a part of us, she agreed, and we'll keep moving forward, together, as we always have. As they walked away from the cemetery, Sophia couldn't help but feel a glimmer of hope amidst her grief. They had been through so much, she and Anna, and yet here they were, stronger, more united than ever. Life moved on as it always does, even in the face of tragedy and loss. Anna went back to school, Sophia to her job at the hospital, and together they began the slow process of rebuilding their lives without Carmen. It wasn't easy. Grief was a constant presence, a subtle companion in every moment of their day. Anna would sometimes cry at night, missing the mother she'd known for such a short time. And Sophia Sophia felt Carmen's absence like a physical ache, a void that could never be filled. But they had each other, and that was enough, more than enough. Months passed, and the sharp pain of loss gradually gave way to a softer sadness. They could remember Carmen with smiles instead of tears, cherishing the memories they'd made together. Anna, especially, seemed to find comfort in her recollections, often talking about Carmen, sharing stories and precious moments with Sophia. It was her way of keeping Carmen alive, of making sure she was never forgotten. It was during one of these conversations that Anna posed a question that left Sophia speechless. "Mom," Anna said, her young face serious, "do you think she knew about my cure before she died?" "I mean," Sophia blinked, confused. "Your cure? What do you mean, sweetheart?" Anna shifted a little, suddenly seeming shy. "Well, it's something I've been thinking about a lot lately, about my disability and if there might be a way to fix it." Sophia's heart clenched. She'd always known this day would come, the day Anna would begin to question, to long for a different life. But somehow she'd never expected it to arrive so soon. "Oh, Anna," she said softly, pulling the girl into a hug. I I understand why you're asking that. But the thing is, your disability is a part of who you are. It's not something that needs to be fixed. It it makes you who you are. And you are perfect, just the way you are." Anna bit her lip, clearly pondering Sophia's words. "I know," she said finally, "and I'm proud of who I am. But sometimes I can't help but wonder what it would be like to be able to run and jump like the other kids, to not have to worry about stairs or cracked sidewalks." Sophia looked at her daughter, her heart breaking at the longing she saw in those young eyes. How could she make Anna understand that she was perfect as she was, that her disability didn't define her, but was simply a part of the wonderful wholeness of her being? But before she could find the words, the phone rang, a jarring sound in the stillness of the room. Sophia answered, surprised to hear the voice of Carmen's lawyer on the other end of the line. "Sophia," he said, his tone urgent, "I need you to come to my office immediately. There's something you need to see." Confused and a little alarmed, Sophia dropped Anna off with a neighbor and drove to the lawyer's office. There, with trembling hands, the lawyer handed her a letter. "Carmen, she left this for you," he explained with strict instructions that it be delivered to her today on this exact date. I don't know what it says, but she seemed to think it was vitally important." With her heart racing, Sophia opened the letter. The familiar, beloved shapes of Carmen's handwriting danced before her eyes. "My dearest Sophia," it began, "if you're reading this, then I know I'm no longer with you. And though I know you must be hurting, I beg you not to grieve for me. Because even now, in my final moments, I've found a way to give hope. Hope for Anna, and for all children like her." With mounting shock, Sophia read how Carmen, in her last few months, had been secretly working with a team of leading scientists, funding their research with every penny of her sizable savings. And now that research had borne fruit, a revolutionary treatment that could potentially cure a wide range of physical disabilities, including Anna's. "I entrust this to you, Sophia," the letter concluded, "to do with it what you think is best. I know you love Anna exactly as she is, and that love is a greater gift than any cure. But I also know that if Anna chooses this path, you will love and support her no matter what, because that's the kind of mother you are, the kind of person you are. And I'm so grateful that, of all the people in the world, it was you who raised our daughter." Tears streamed down Sophia's face as she read and reread Carmen's words, barely daring to believe that they could be true. A cure. After all these years, all the challenges and struggles, it could finally be within reach. But in the end, she knew the decision wasn't hers to make. It was Anna's. With her heart in her throat, Sophia took the letter home and sat down with Anna, explaining everything as gently as she could. She watched as Anna's eyes widened with wonder, saw the flicker of hope and longing that sparked there. I want to do it," Anna said, her voice small but sure. "I want to try." And so, with equal parts fear and hope, they began the process. There were endless tests and consultations, doctor's appointments and sleepless nights. But through it all, Anna remained strong, her determination never wavering. Finally, the day of the treatment arrived. Sophia sat by Anna's hospital bed, holding her hand as the doctors and nurses bustled around them, preparing the infusion that could change her life. "I love you, Anna," Sophia whispered, squeezing her daughter's small hands. "No matter what happens today, that will never change." Anna smiled, her face glowing with a strength beyond her years. "I love you too, Mom. And Carmen. This, this is for her last gift to me." Sophia nodded, unable to speak past the lump in her throat. Together they watched as the clear liquid dripped slowly down the IV tubing, entering Anna's veins. And then, all that was left to do was wait. Hours turned into days, and days into weeks. Slowly, incredibly, Anna began to show signs of improvement. At first they were small things. A toe that could wiggle independently, a slight twitch in a previously paralyzed leg. But with each passing day, those small victories grew larger, more pronounced. Until one day, a month after the treatment, Anna rose from her wheelchair. And with shaky but determined legs, she took her first unassisted step. Sophia watched in utter awe and joy as her daughter walked towards her, tears flowing freely down both their faces. She pulled her into a hug, marveling at this miracle, this precious gift that Carmen had given them. In the months and years to come, Anna would continue to surpass herself, astounding her doctors and charming everyone she met with her tenacious spirit. She learned to run, to jump, to dance, all the things she'd once only dreamed of. But through all those changes, one thing remained constant: the love she shared with Sophia, the bond that held them together, stronger than any challenge or circumstance. Because in the end, that was what mattered. Not the ability to walk or run or jump, but love. The love that had sustained them through countless hardships. The love that had made them, against all odds, a family. The love that they now knew could overcome anything. And as Anna grew and blossomed into a beautiful, compassionate, and determined young woman, as she pursued her dreams and made her mark on the world, she never forgot that love. She never forgot the mother who had chosen her, who had loved her unconditionally. She never forgot Carmen, whose final sacrifice had given her a second chance at life. And never, not for a single moment, did she forget how lucky she was to have been loved so deeply and completely by not one, but two extraordinary mothers. In the end, that was the true miracle. That was the true healing. And with that love, Anna knew she could face anything life threw her way. Because after all, love, true and selfless love, that was the most powerful magic of all.